Are you okay, man? You look a little glossy-eyed. Uh, no, sorry, man. It's really strange. I'm not used to seeing New York teams that I cheer for so brutally own teams from Massachusetts. Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and I'm here to talk about Game 70 of the regular season, where the Rangers win 5-2, really it was 3-2, over the Boston Bruins, and Artemi Panarin notches his third hat trick of the year. He did. That was a hat trick. We'll talk about it. I am truly blown away and also just kind of terrified with the New York Rangers because in the past couple of weeks, in the past little bit of stretch for the New York Rangers, they have looked unbelievable. They've looked nigh unstoppable. And no matter who you take out of the lineup, missing in this game, Trouba, missing Lingrid, you just get Rempe back, so that's a nice little bonus. But, you're rearranging the lines again. The pairs are still jumbled. You have Jonathan Quick in net, and that's not a diss by any means. He's been unbelievable this year. And then you go to Boston, and you take on the, at the moment, in line to win President Trophy winning team. The reigning President Trophy winner, by the way, also on top of that, and at the moment, they could do it again. Rangers are only 1 point behind them with a game on hand, and, they went 3-0 against them this year. It's unbelievable. I am blown away. And yes, I am still deeply, deeply, deeply concerned that the only game they've lost in this last little bit of stretch was against the team they very well might play in the first round. We are ignoring the truth and moving on with life. Because this, again, the 5-2 is deceiving. This was a 3-2 game where the Rangers beat the Bruins. But they still outplayed the Bruins for the game. It was close. I don't think they beat the crap out of the Bruins. But they won. They capitalized on mistakes. They kept play driving well for them. They played a really, really solid game of hockey, and they were rewarded with that by getting 2 points against Boston. They've taken 6 of 6 against the Boston Bruins this year. That is unbelievable. And not only have they taken 6 of the 6, they haven't allowed Boston to... They allowed Boston to get 1, excuse me. Boston to get 1 of 6 against the Rangers while you get all 6 is unbelievable for the New York Rangers. And I talked a lot. I've said this every time they've played the Boston Bruins because last year, obviously, set the record for points in the season and wins in the season. This season, they're really, really good. Dude, Jim Montgomery might deserve the Jack Adams more this year. It's crazy. And you see what they do to other teams around the league, and they dismantle them. But the Rangers have gone into Boston and beat the crap out of them, come back to New York, and edged one out against them. And now in this game, it was like a in-between. I thought the Rangers outplayed the Bruins. The score is incredibly disingenuous. But they get another really, really good win, another really powerful win over the Boston Bruins. And I'm just blown away from what they've done this year. And now to get back to that point that I almost lost down that rabbit hole, I talked a lot, and specifically about the Bruins, that you have to go out there this season and prove that you're not just a pretty good team, but that you are one of the monsters waiting for other teams to pass by your dark alley. Doing this to the Bruins helps that case. It just does. The Rangers have beaten legitimate teams as of late. They have, in some cases handily, and in some cases edged them out, but they have still beaten the big bad teams. And by God, as the playoffs creep closer and closer, 12 games left is all, you just start to feel better and better and better about this team. The elephant in the room in this game is the Artemi Panarin hat trick. And listen, when I started making videos almost 4 years ago now, the big thing for me was I wanted to be honest and not just say outlandish things to get reaction, but be genuine and speak what I actually think and not what I think will get me the most likes or what have you. This was the worst hat trick I have ever watched in my life. Credit to Artemi Panarin. You throw it... I can't even say throw it on net because the second one wasn't. You kind of just push the puck around and it's going to find its way in, so you give him credit for that. First goal. Listen, I really like Jeremy Swayman. I'm pretty high on Jeremy Swayman. I'm of the opinion that he might actually be the starting goaltender for Team USA in a couple of years when they go back to the Olympics. First goal against Panarin, you just cannot allow. That was a bad one. Second one, I think ricocheted off of Charlie Coyle. And then the third one was an empty netter. Listen, being in the NHL is difficult, and so there are no easy hat tricks because you have to be in the NHL and have enough time on the ice that you could conceivably score 3 goals. That might genuinely just be an easy hat trick. Like, regardless of league, that was not the best. And what a funny way, by the way, because the 40th goal was his second goal, which is the one that banked off a Boston Bruin. What a way to hit 40 for the first time of your career. Like, what a beautiful way. I can't wait to see what point number 100 this year for Artemi Panarin brings. Now, the Fox goal was a thing of beauty from the entirety of the New York Rangers. Roslovic, Zibanejad, Gustafsson, all of them moving the puck well. Finally, they get it over to Adam Fox. He walks in on Elias Lindholm, kind of ate Lindholm alive on that goal, and then proceeded to eat Jeremy Swayman alive as he rockets it past him. It's 3-2 Rangers at that point. You then would have a Mika Zibanejad empty netter and an Artemi Panarin empty netter, which I already talked about. Like, it's a great game. You end up winning by 3 goals, no matter how disingenuous it is. But you win by 3 against the team that's currently sitting in the number 1 spot in the league in points, and you are 1 point behind them now. Like that. How do you not just have good vibes from that? It's unreal. Now we talk about the next game for the New York Rangers. Saturday night, 8 o'clock, they take on the Florida Panthers. Now, I've given the Rangers a lot of praise for what they've done against Boston this year, and I think it is deserved. Now, on the flip side, you have the Panthers, who you've lost to both times you've played them. You have not made that statement against the Florida Panthers. And while the Boston Bruins are technically the number 1 team in the league, the Panthers, in my eyes, are the team to beat in the Eastern Conference. Now, what happened to you against Tampa was that the Rangers played a couple of really, really great games against Tampa in game 1 and 2 of them. And then in the third one, Tampa, it was close until it wasn't, ended up blowing you out. And they get all the good vibes heading into the playoffs. I would very much appreciate, and if they can do it, I will ignore everything else that's happened to this point against them. If the Rangers can play against the Florida Panthers this coming Saturday, a game where they win by a couple goals, or even just win, I will ignore all of the other bad that happened to them against the Panthers this year, because you get the vibes right heading into the playoffs. And the vibes, as we found out from the Florida Panthers last year, kind of are the only thing that matter. That game is at 8 p.m. this Saturday. It's in Madison Square Garden, and I'll be here afterwards to talk about it. But as for right now, that is all I have to say. So if you enjoyed the video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Rangers.